Welcome everyone. This is Dina from Marks Group Live. Happy to be reviewing with you how to get started with Zoho Inventory. After the video is over, feel free to email us at support@marksgrouplive.com for any questions on this subject or anything else Zoho. Be sure to rate this class as well, helping out your fellow Zoho users as well as us to improve the video library. Here are some of the main points we're going to be discussing today. First, Zoho Inventory allows you to manage the process of fulfilling orders once a sales order is received. Zoho Inventory can also help to manage inventory and send purchase orders as needed. You can integrate Zoho Inventory with Zoho CRM or even other Zoho products, shipping partners, or other linkages for a seamless process. Let's take a look at Zoho Inventory now so you can get a better understanding of what's involved with the system. First, here when you first come into Zoho Inventory, you're on the dashboard. And the dashboard here, as you can see, has several components. The top part is sales activity, and that will show what still needs to be packed, to be shipped, delivered, or invoiced based on the sales orders that have come in. And you can always click on any of these and they'll take you to the sales orders you may have, etc. Next, on the top right, you have the inventory summary. So you'd have quantity in hand, quantity to be received, and this would be based on the purchase orders that you have out. And if you were to click on that, you would come in and see a report on what the inventory was and what products they are. Next, on the next white section is product details, and you can see which items are in low stock, how many items you have, active items. If we had anything on the top right, on the right side, you'd see top selling items. And for this, you can do it by month, you can do it by year. You have different timing you can put this in as. Next, you have purchase orders. What purchase orders do you have outstanding? Again, you can decide the timelines on this, and you can get a good understanding of this. Next, you have sales orders. You can see where the different sales orders are, the status in this. Again, you can adjust the timeline for this. Use some graphic view of the sales order summary, and again, you can change the timing on this. So one of the first things you want to do if you're coming in to use Zoho Inventory is to maybe integrate this with your CRM. So probably one of the first things you want to do is go to settings, and you can go to integrations. And you can also go to integrations on the left side of your screen in the gray bar. We'll just go to it from settings. And as you can see, you can integrate shipping tracking services, shipping channels, Zoho Commerce. In the marketplace, you can enable other sales channels. You can enable a shopping cart, online payments, etc. But one of the most important ones that you want to think about integrating is CRM. And if you look at this chart, you can see that what happens when you integrate CRM is that the accounts, contacts, vendors, and products in CRM will come over into inventory. And one of the things to note is that some of the terms are a little bit different, but you're getting all of the information sent over. So the items here in inventory are the products that you have in CRM. And this makes it easier to be able to work consistently and even have the information in inventory show up in your CRM as well. So there's a few more here. But if we go back just to the main, if you go down the left side after the dashboard, we have our contacts. Right now, since CRM is enabled, you can see we have all the contacts in here, and these would be the contacts that are in our CRM. Like in CRM, you can do a drop down on the all contacts and determine which list views you want. Maybe you only want to see your customers. Maybe you want to see the vendors. For if you're cleaning it up, duplicate contacts, you have different options here. Just go back to all. And then if you wanted to add a new contact, there's several things you can do. The first thing you can do is from the contacts on the left side in the gray, you can click the plus sign there. You can also click the plus sign within the white part and put a new contact in. As you can see, you would want to put the name in. You would want to put some information. The contact display name is one of the required fields. And then at the bottom part, if you have information on their payment details, you can put their address in, any custom fields you want to create, any reporting tags, and any notes. So this is how you would go in. And then let's just go into an existing contact. And you can see here that there's a lot of different information that shows up. First, you have an overview. And on the gray part, you have the information, who the main contact is, and their email. You can edit information from here. You can add addresses, currency, payment terms, where was the source created in case you need that, and add additional contacts as well. On the right side in the white, you can see if there's any receivables, if there's any items to be packed, anything that has to be done. And then you can also see a timeline here, and you can see that this contact was imported from Zoho CRM by Zoho Inventory. So you always have a history of what's going on with this contact. The next tab within this is CRM Details. And you can see here that it's coming from CRM, and some of the information that's coming in through CRM will show up here as well. You can always add some internal comments that wouldn't show up on any invoices or anything. You can show any transactions. If you look at the down arrow here, you can have sales orders, invoices, packages, or payments received. And then you can always have the status depending on what it is. And then you can have a statement as well. And the timeline of the statement could be anything in the dropdown. The statement right now is a template, and you can always customize this template if you want to. You can email the template, print it as a PDF, print it as a regular, and you can do different things. What you can do in here as well, let's just go back to overview here. On the top, you can always go in and edit the contact if you want to. We're not going to do that now. You can attach a file if you need to. You can be in the contact section, and you can start a new transaction for a sales order, package, invoice, or invoice payment. And then there's the more section. You can merge contacts, email them, clone them if you have someone similar, link it to a vendor, fetch the contact from Zoho CRM if you needed to, etc. So this really covers the contact section. And next we have items. And within items, we have item groups, items, and inventory adjustment. So item groups, these would be, you have some options on how you'd want to create this. If there's maybe you have a package that you want to bundle two different products together, you can do that here. Like for instance, you can maybe all t-shirts you can do, and then you can go in. If you were to choose a new item group, you could say if it's a good or service, what the item group name is, whether it's returnable, the multiple items. You can add attributes. Let's say it's t-shirts, you can have purple in small, medium, large, and then you can always add another one with a different color if you want to. You can then select your inventory or non-inventory for what this is, and you can also configure which accounts you want it to get credited to as well. So if we go back, the next part of items is the actual products themselves. And like I mentioned, if these were to come in from CRM, they would be coming from the product section, and it's called items here. So if we were to go into one of these, similar to contacts, you have a few different options on what you can see. You have an overview, which tells you the type of item it is, the unit, meaning how is it sold. Here it's sold in a box, where the sauce was created, the selling price, this is $23, the account, any information. You can add a picture if you'd like. And then you can have a graphic of the order summary of how much this product has been ordered, and you can change the timeline for that as well. Then you have transactions. Similar to the contacts, you can have choices here, and then different statuses, and then history will show you what's gone on with this. And in this case, it's really just been created or updated. You can edit this And then under the more, you can clone it, mark it as inactive, add to a group, or delete. And then inventory adjustments. This would be if you're managing your inventory and you want to do adjust the inventory, you can go ahead and do that here as well. You could have different options here. So after items comes sales orders, and sales orders are where your orders would come in. Again, these can come directly from CRM, and you can have them here, or you can create a sales order. You would need to create a customer, select a customer, then their information would show up. You have your choice here for a sales order number. You have an option. You can have Zoho automatically auto-generate a number, or you can choose to disable that and manually add your own order numbers to this. You can add a reference number if you want, sales order date. If you could be today or another date. If you wanted to add the shipment in, you could do that as well. If you want a salesperson tied to this, you can add them. Delivery method, you can put that in. And then here in the sales order is where you can add the product directly, the item. So let's say we wanted the better widget. This is the description in the blue box that's already saved on the item. You can always make changes for this depending on the what you want to go out to your customer. The quantity, as we noted before, the quantity was in boxes, so we can change the number here. The rate is at $23, and if we had any discounts, we wanted to add as well. If we were to add another product, you can see that we start getting subtotals. If we have shipping charges, we can add shipping charges, any adjustments, such as discounts or anything else. And then what the sales order does is provide you with the total. You can then choose if you need to upload any files. This is a standard template, but you can always edit this, and you can upload other templates here within Zoho Inventory so that you can use any template that you want. You can put some notes in, terms and conditions, and you can even save those on a template. And then you can even put an email to email. You could save it as a draft. You can save and send, and you can cancel this as well. I'm going to cancel it for now. And then once you have some sales orders in here, you have different options for viewing them. You can import or export them, and you can set up some preferences as well on how you want the sales orders to look like as well back in the settings. After sales orders comes packages, and the packages is where you can create packages and then track where they are in your process. I'm going to click on new, and you can see you can select a customer, and then the required information to be able to set up a package is to create a sales order. And then once you let me go back and just create a sales order just so we can have something to look at here. I will add better widget, and then I'm just going to do save and send. And now if we go into packages and we create a new package, Ada's apples. No, oh, I guess I'm not sure why that's not coming up, but you can see here, then we need the package slip, the date, and then you can manually, either automatically, you can scan the items, you can track the items as well here. And then, like I said, you can track the progress of them here as well. And again, here you can change the list view. And if we look here, you can see the process that it goes through the confirmed sales order that will generate. Then you can create a new package, and then you have the status not shipped, shipped, and delivered. And that would be the life cycle of how you manage the packages in here. Invoices, this is where once a sales order is confirmed and you're sending out what you need to the customer, you can then invoice them. And again, you can change the template of this. Here you can go in this right, you can change the template here. We again only have the one template, but if you wanted to, you could have your own in there and make some format changes and all that. And as you can see, the invoice looks similar to the sales order with the information on the item, who to bill to, what the balance is, etc. And then you also have a section for comments and history. So we can see here that this invoice had been created on March 16th. And then in this case, it tied into a CRM potential in Zoho CRM. So you have that history here as well. You can edit. You can create the PDF. You can print. You can email this, make attachments. And then once this invoice is received, if there's not a credit card payment, you can always record the payment by clicking the record payment button and track everything there as well. When you click the more button, you can mark it as sent, you can clone it, void it, create a credit note, whatever you need to. And then you can also see the CRM details if you needed to be able to manage this customer in the invoice. The next section we have is returns. So we have sales returns, and the process for that, as you can see here in the life cycle, is the sales order shipped, the product then has to be returned. So it goes back the other way. And then with the sales return, once it's received, there's a credit note section. And the sales return section will record the return item and then generate the credit and refund. And this is where you then have the credit, the product's returned, where the order's canceled, produces a credit note, which either results in a refund or a credit that can be applied to further invoices. The next section, now that we've reviewed the sales part of the process, let's go into the inventory part. And this is where, depending on where you are in your inventory, and just to go back for a minute to items, if we were to go into an item, we would be able to tell how much inventory we have left. And then when it comes to purchase orders, we would be able to go in and create a purchase order to refill refill the product that we need. And again, the purchase order looks similar. We have what the purchase order looks like, the bills associated with it, and then any comments or history related to it. And again, at the top, you can edit, do the PDF, print, email. You can receive, once you've received the item, you can enter that information in as well. Next is bills. You may have bills that you want to be able to send out or to pay, and you can put those bills in here as well so that you can record payment or send them out, etc. Integrations we already reviewed. And then finally we have reports, and within Zoho Inventory we have quite a lot of reports that are already here that you can open and see what's going on. So if we were to look at sales order history, you can see here the sales order that we just created. You can customize all reports. You can give date ranges. You can give the status if you want only the draft sales orders, so you can make sure that they get closed, the ones on hold, etc. You could do whatever you want to this as well. And then you can see here's another listing of what all those reports are. And then once you have your report, you can print it. You can export it either as a PDF, as a CSV file, or as an Excel file as well. And then that gives you the information that you need. So this really gives you an overview of Zoho Inventory. So if we go back to our key takeaways, what you saw is that Zoho Inventory allows you to manage the process of fulfilling orders once a sales order is received. You can also use it to manage your inventory and send purchase orders as needed. And you can integrate Zoho Inventory with CRM, shipping partners, or other partners for a seamless process. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out our training videos, our library of training videos for leveraging other subjects. And if you have any suggestions for other classes or questions about anything related to Zoho, please feel free to email us at support@marksgrouplive.com. Thank you for watching.